Let me tell you about Alex. 26 years old, good job, decent apartment, not bad looking, and desperately lonely. Alex has been single for 3 years now, not by choice, not because they aren't trying. They're on 4 different dating apps. They swipe for at least an hour every day. They've been on 27 first dates in the past year alone. And yet, here they are, still single, still searching, still somehow feeling like they're failing at something humans have been doing successfully for thousands of years. But here's what keeps Alex up at night. It's not just them, it's everyone. Their friends are single, their co-workers are single. The people they match with are juggling 5 other conversations. Everyone is dating, but nobody is actually together. Everyone is looking, but nobody is finding. And the question that haunts Alex, the question that might be haunting you right now, is simple. What the hell happened? This is a story about Alex, but really, it's a story about all of us. About how we turned dating into a game nobody can win. About how the apps that promised to help us find love taught us to see people as products. About how infinite choice somehow left us with nothing. About why everyone is exhausted, frustrated, and starting to wonder if they're the problem when really, the whole system is broken. Welcome to Dating in 2025, where everyone has unlimited options and nobody can commit. Where connection is supposedly one swipe away, but intimacy feels impossible. Where we've optimized the search for love so efficiently that we've forgotten how to actually fall in love. This is the story of how we got here. And more importantly, why it doesn't have to stay this way. Alex opens Hinge at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's become a ritual, this late-night scroll through faces. They're not even sure why they do it anymore. The excitement died somewhere around date number 12, replaced by something that feels more like homework. Swipe, judge, decide, repeat. They see a profile. Sarah, 25, loves hiking, coffee, and dogs. There are 6 photos, all carefully curated, all showing Sarah at her absolute best. Perfect lighting, perfect angles, perfect moments frozen in time. Alex likes the profile. Sarah likes them back. It's a match. A little dopamine hit, a small victory in the nightly battle against loneliness. They message. Sarah responds. The conversation is fine, pleasant, polite. They talk about their favorite coffee shops, their jobs, their weekend plans. Everything is going exactly how it's supposed to go. And yet, something feels off. Something feels hollow. What Alex doesn't know is that Sarah is also talking to 7 other matches. Not because she's particularly interested in any of them, but because that's just what you do. You keep your options open. You hedge your bets. You don't put all your eggs in one basket before you've even met. It's logical. It's practical. It's completely normal in 2025. And it's destroying any chance of real connection. Here's what nobody tells you about dating apps. They were never designed to help you find a relationship. They were designed to keep you using the app. Think about it. If you found your person on date 1, you'd delete the app. You'd stop paying for premium features. You'd stop generating data. You'd stop being profitable. The app's success depends on your continued searching. They need you to keep swiping, keep matching, keep going on dates that lead nowhere. They need you to stay hungry, but never satisfied. And they've figured out exactly how to do it. Variable reward schedules, just like slot machines. Sometimes you match with someone amazing. Sometimes you match with someone mediocre. Sometimes you don't match at all. The unpredictability keeps you hooked. The psychology is brilliant. And it's been optimized over millions of users and billions of swipes. These companies know exactly how to keep you scrolling. They know that too much success would lose them a customer, and too much failure would make you quit. So they keep you right in the middle, always hopeful, never fulfilled. Always one more swipe away from the one. Alex and Sarah agree to meet for coffee on Saturday. Alex spends 45 minutes picking an outfit, checks their hair 16 times, arrives 5 minutes early to the cafe, and immediately starts overthinking everything. What if the photos were too flattering? What if they're boring in person? What if Sarah is disappointed? What if Alex is disappointed? Sarah shows up. She looks like her photos. Alex looks like their photos. They're both attractive people. They're both nervous. They order coffee and sit down and start the familiar dance of the first date conversation. Where did you grow up? What do you do for work? Do you have siblings? It's all surface level, all safe, all designed to assess compatibility without risking vulnerability. They're interviewing each other for the position of romantic partner. The date lasts an hour and 20 minutes. It's fine. There's no chemistry, but there's no disaster either. They laugh a few times. They have some things in common. At the end, they hug goodbye and say they should do it again sometime. Both of them know they probably won't. Both of them will go home and immediately check their dating apps for the next option. And here's the tragic truth. Sarah is great. Alex is great. Under different circumstances, in a different era, they might have given each other a real chance. They might have gone on a second date, a third, let attraction build slowly, let connection develop over time. But in 2025, why would they? Alex has 19 other matches waiting. Sarah has a date lined up with someone better tomorrow. There's always someone else. Always another option. Always the possibility that the next swipe will reveal someone more attractive, more interesting, more perfect. This is what dating apps have done to us. They've turned human beings into a catalog, a menu of options. We browse people the same way we browse Netflix, judging them instantly, dismissing them for the smallest imperfections, always believing that if we just keep scrolling, we'll find exactly what we want. But here's what we don't realize. The more options we have, the less satisfied we become. It's called the paradox of choice, and it's absolutely destroying modern dating. Studies show that when people have too many options, they become paralyzed and dissatisfied. They second-guess every choice. They wonder if they settled. They can't commit because commitment means closing off all other possibilities. And in a world where your next potential match is literally one swipe away, commitment feels like loss. Why choose this person when there might be someone better just beyond the next profile? Alex goes on another date the next week and another the week after that. Each one follows the same script: coffee or drinks, surface-level conversation, polite laughter, awkward goodbye, no second date. The cycle repeats. Match, message, meet, reject, or be rejected. Repeat. It's exhausting. It's demoralizing. And Alex is starting to feel like there's something wrong with them. Everyone else seems to be finding relationships. Everyone else's social media is full of happy couples. Why can't Alex figure this out? But here's what Alex doesn't see. Everyone else is going through the exact same thing. Those couples on social media, half of them met before dating apps took over. The other half are performing happiness while privately struggling with the same commitment issues, the same wandering eyes, the same nagging feeling that maybe they settled. The single friends who seem confident. They're just as exhausted, just as frustrated, just as lonely. But nobody talks about it honestly, because admitting that dating is broken feels like admitting that you're broken. Let me tell you what's really happening. We've gamified love. We've taken the most complex, nuanced, important decision most people will ever make, and we've reduced it to a split-second judgment based on 5 photos and a bio. We swipe left on people we would have fallen in love with if we'd met them at a party. We reject potential soulmates because they're half an inch shorter than we prefer. We dismiss incredible humans because one of their photos has bad lighting, and the apps encourage this. They teach us to be judgmental. They train us to assess and discard quickly. They reward us for being picky with new matches, new possibilities, new dopamine hits. They've convinced us that we deserve perfection, that we shouldn't compromise, that our ideal person is out there if we just keep looking. But they never tell us that their ideal person for us is nobody, because nobody means we keep using the app. 6 months pass. Alex has been on 43 first dates, 43 separate people, 43 opportunities for connection, and exactly 0 relationships. They're starting to feel like dating is a skill they just don't have, like everyone else got a manual they missed. They watch their matched couples getting engaged, getting married, starting lives together, and they wonder what they're doing wrong. But Alex isn't doing anything wrong. Alex is playing a game that's designed to be unwinnable. Because here's the secret truth about modern dating. It's not about finding the right person. It's about being able to commit to the person you choose. And dating apps have systematically destroyed our ability to do that. Think about how people used to meet. Through friends, at school, at work, through hobbies. You'd encounter someone multiple times. You'd see them in different contexts. You'd learn about them slowly. Attraction would build over weeks or months. You'd start as acquaintances, become friends, develop feelings gradually, and by the time you decided to date, you already knew them. You'd already built a foundation. The relationship started from something real. Now, you see 6 curated photos and make a decision in 3 seconds. You meet a complete stranger for an hour and decide if they're relationship material. You expect instant chemistry with someone you've never seen before. You want to feel the spark immediately or you move on. But that's not how human connection works. That's not how love develops. Real attraction, real compatibility, real love takes time. It takes context. It takes seeing someone be themselves in multiple situations. It takes vulnerability and patience and giving things a chance to grow. Dating apps have convinced us that we should know immediately, that if it's meant to be, we'll feel it right away. That if someone is right for us, it'll be obvious from the start. But that's not love. That's infatuation. That's chemistry. And chemistry alone doesn't build relationships. Chemistry burns bright and fast, and then it fades. And when it fades, if you haven't built anything deeper, there's nothing left. You're back on the apps, searching for that next hit of chemistry, wondering why it never lasts. Alex matches with Jordan. Jordan seems different. The conversation is actually engaging. They have real things in common. They make each other laugh. The first date goes well. Really well. Alex feels something they haven't felt in a while. Hope. They go on a second date, then a third. Things are progressing. Alex starts to think maybe this is it. Maybe Jordan is the one. Maybe they can finally delete the apps. But here's where it gets complicated. Alex hasn't deleted the apps yet. Neither has Jordan. Both of them are still swiping, still matching, still keeping their options open. Because what if it doesn't work out? What if they invest in this and then Jordan finds someone better? What if Alex is missing out on someone more compatible while focusing on Jordan? The fear of commitment isn't about Jordan. It's about all the other possibilities. They have the conversation, the what are we conversation. Jordan says they really like Alex, but they're not ready to be exclusive yet. They want to keep things casual, see where it goes, not put pressure on it. All the modern dating buzzwords that mean, I like you, but not enough to close off other options. I want you, but not enough to actually commit. Alex agrees, because what choice do they have? It's this or nothing, and this is where the system breaks us completely. Even when we find someone good, someone we connect with, someone we could build something with, we can't commit. Because commitment means choosing, and choosing means all those other matches go away. All those other possibilities disappear, and we've been trained to believe that there's always someone better out there. The apps have taught us that we're one swipe away from perfection. So why settle for good when perfect might be next? Here's what nobody wants to admit. There is no perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. Every single person you'll ever meet will have flaws, annoying habits, ways they disappoint you. Every relationship requires compromise, patience, work. The people in happy long-term relationships didn't find perfect partners. They found imperfect humans they chose to love anyway. They built something over time. They committed before they were certain. They took a risk on one person instead of endlessly hedging their bets. But we can't do that anymore. We've lost the ability to commit through uncertainty. We want guarantees. We want to know for sure before we close off other options. We want to feel completely certain that this person is the absolute best we can do. And that certainty never comes. So we keep searching, keep swiping, keep going on first dates that lead nowhere, while letting good relationships die from our inability to choose. Alex and Jordan date casually for 2 months. It's good. It could be great if they actually committed to it. But neither of them can pull the trigger. Both of them are still on the apps. Both of them are still going on other dates. And slowly, inevitably, the connection begins to fade. Because you can't build intimacy without vulnerability, and you can't be vulnerable with someone while you're shopping for their replacement. Jordan meets someone else, someone they feel more chemistry with. They tell Alex it's over. Alex is hurt but not surprised. They've been here before. They go back to the apps, back to swiping, back to square one. The cycle continues. And somewhere deep down, Alex is starting to wonder if this is just how it is now, if maybe relationships are for other people, if maybe they're just meant to be alone. But Alex isn't meant to be alone. None of us are. Humans are hardwired for connection. We need intimacy, we need partnership, we need love. The problem isn't that we're incapable of finding it. The problem is that we're trying to find it in a system specifically designed to prevent us from finding it. Dating apps are not neutral tools. They're not just platforms connecting people. They're businesses with profit models that depend on your continued use. And they've optimized every aspect of the experience to keep you single and searching. Let me break down exactly how they do it. First, they create an illusion of abundance. Look at all these people who want to meet you. Look at all these matches. Look at all these possibilities. This abundance makes you picky. Why compromise when you have so many options? But here's the reality. Most of those matches will never respond. Most of those conversations will go nowhere. Most of those dates will be disasters. The abundance is fake, but the psychological effect is real. You become impossible to please because you believe you can do better. Second, they optimize for engagement, not outcomes. The algorithm doesn't show you the people you're most compatible with. It shows you the people most likely to keep you using the app. The attractive profiles that get you excited. The aspirational matches that feel just out of reach. The random successes that keep you hopeful. It's all calculated to maximize your time on the app, not to maximize your chances of finding love. Third, they monetize your desperation. The free version barely works. Your profile doesn't get seen. Your messages don't get delivered. Your matches are limited. So you pay. You buy boosts. You pay for premium features. You pay for super likes. You invest money in the hope that this will finally work. And sometimes it helps a little. Just enough to keep you paying, just enough to keep you believing, but never enough to actually succeed, because your success is their failure. And fourth, most insidiously, they change how you view people. After thousands of swipes, after hundreds of split-second judgments, you start to see humans as commodities, as options to be evaluated, as products to be consumed or discarded. You forget that these are complex, multifaceted people with depth and history and inner worlds. You reduce them to statistics, height, age, job, attractiveness score. You treat dating like shopping and wonder why you can't fall in love. Alex is at a friend's wedding. Everyone is coupled up. Everyone is dancing with their partners. Alex stands alone at the bar, watching, feeling like the only person in the room who couldn't figure it out. They pull out their phone, open Hinge, start swiping. Even here, even now, the compulsion is automatic. The hope that maybe the next swipe will change everything. And that's when it hits them, the realization that's been building for months. This isn't working. This will never work. Not because Alex is unlovable or broken or doing it wrong, but because the system itself is broken. Because you can't find authentic connection through a platform designed to prevent it. Because you can't build intimacy through an interface optimized to keep you searching. Because dating apps aren't failing to help people find love. They're succeeding at keeping people single and profitable. But here's the hopeful part. Here's what Alex is starting to understand. And here's what you need to understand. The apps are optional. The system is a choice. None of this is inevitable. People are still meeting in real life. People are still falling in love the old-fashioned way. People are still building real relationships that start from actual connection instead of algorithmic matching. The question is, are you brave enough to opt out? Are you willing to delete the apps and deal with the fear that comes with that? The fear of missing out. The fear of limiting your options. The fear of being alone. Because that's what the apps have given you. Not love, not connection, not relationships. Fear. Fear that without them, you'll never meet anyone. Fear that you need them to have a chance. Fear that keeps you swiping, even though it's destroying your ability to actually connect. Let me tell you what happens when you delete the apps. At first, you panic. You feel like you've cut yourself off from the only way to meet people. You feel like you're giving up, like you're accepting loneliness. The first week is hard. The second week is harder. You're not getting those dopamine hits anymore. You're not getting validated by matches. You're facing your actual life without the distraction of endless possibility. But then something shifts. You start noticing people around you, actually noticing them, not judging them from photos, but seeing them as humans. You start conversations in coffee shops. You make eye contact on the subway. You show up to social events without spending the whole time on your phone. You join clubs, classes, activities where you actually meet people in context, where you see them multiple times, where connection can develop naturally. And you realize something profound. Meeting people in real life is completely different. There's no profile to hide behind, no carefully curated photos, no rehearsed bios, just humans being themselves, flaws and all. And sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes it doesn't go anywhere, but sometimes you meet someone who makes you laugh, someone you want to see again, someone who makes you forget about all those other possibilities, because this person right here, right now, is enough. Alex deletes the apps, all of them. It feels terrifying and liberating at the same time. The first month, they don't meet anyone. They go to parties, join a running club, start attending a weekly trivia night at a bar. They talk to people, make friends, live their life. No expectations, no pressure, just existing in the world. And then, at trivia night, they meet Casey. Casey is part of another team. They make eye contact across the bar. Both smile. After trivia, their teams end up at the same table, talking, laughing. Alex and Casey exchange numbers, not because they matched on an app, not because an algorithm decided they might be compatible, but because they're two humans who enjoyed talking to each other and want to do it again. They go on a date. It's different from the 43 app dates. There's context. They already know they enjoy each other's company. They already have inside jokes from trivia night. They're not trying to impress or assess. They're just spending time together. And yes, there's attraction. Yes, there's chemistry. But there's also something more, something that actually has a foundation. They go on more dates. It's not perfect. Casey has annoying habits. They disagree about things. They have awkward moments. But neither of them is comparing the other to an infinite scroll of alternatives. Neither of them is wondering if someone better might be one swipe away. They're both just here in this relationship with this person, giving it an actual chance. And here's what Alex learns. Relationships don't start perfect. They start messy and uncertain, and you build something over time. You choose someone before you're completely sure. You commit despite the fear. You invest in one person instead of hedging your bets across multiple options. And that investment, that choice, that commitment, that's what creates real intimacy. Now, I'm not saying dating apps can't work. People do meet on them. People do find relationships. But it's not because the apps are designed well. It's despite how they're designed. It's because some people are able to resist the optimization, to not get caught in the endless scroll, to commit before they're certain, to delete the apps after a few good dates and actually invest in someone. But for most of us, the apps are a trap. They promise abundance and deliver scarcity. They promise connection and deliver isolation. They promise love and deliver an addiction to searching. They've turned dating into an optimization problem when love has never been about optimization. Love is about risk, about vulnerability, about choosing uncertainty with one person over the false security of endless options. Here's what you need to understand. The discomfort you feel in modern dating isn't a personal failure. It's a feature of the system. You're supposed to feel inadequate. You're supposed to feel like you're not doing it right. You're supposed to keep searching, keep swiping, keep believing that if you just try harder, optimize better, make better choices, you'll find what you're looking for. But you won't. Not in the apps. Because the apps don't want you to find it. So what's the alternative? Delete them. I know it's scary. I know it feels like giving up. But it's not giving up. It's choosing reality over algorithm. It's choosing quality over quantity. It's choosing actual connection over the illusion of infinite possibility. Meet people in real life, through friends, through activities, through hobbies, through work. In contexts where you can see them as full humans, not curated profiles. Give attraction time to develop. Give connection space to grow. Choose someone and commit to them before you're completely certain. Take the risk, because here's the final truth. Satisfying relationships have never come from abundance of options. They've come from depth of commitment, from choosing one person and building something with them over time, from accepting their imperfections and letting them accept yours, from creating intimacy through shared experience and vulnerability, from showing up every day and choosing each other again and again. The reason dating feels impossible in 2025 isn't because there aren't good people out there. It's because we've forgotten how to actually date. We've traded patience for instant gratification, commitment for options, depth for breadth, reality for optimization, and we're all suffering for it. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can choose differently. You can opt out of the system. You can remember that humans connected and fell in love for thousands of years before algorithms existed, and we can do it again. Alex and Casey have been together for 8 months now. It's not perfect. It's not the fairy tale the apps promised. It's better. It's real. It's a real person with real flaws choosing another real person with real flaws and building something together. Some days are hard. Some days they annoy each other. But they're committed. They chose each other. They deleted the apps. They closed off other options. They took the risk. And you know what? They're happy. Not Instagram curated highlight reel happy. Actually happy. The kind of happy that comes from intimacy, from vulnerability, from having someone who knows you fully and chooses to stay. The kind of happy that dating apps promised but could never deliver. So here's my challenge to you, not forever, just for 1 month. Delete the apps, all of them. Deal with the discomfort, face the fear, live your actual life, meet people in person, give attraction time to develop. Stop treating humans like products, stop optimizing for perfection. Choose someone imperfect and see what happens. Maybe nothing will change. Maybe you'll meet no one. Maybe you'll re-download after 30 days. But maybe, just maybe, you'll remember what connection actually feels like. You'll remember that love isn't found through swiping. It's built through showing up, through choosing, through committing to someone before you're certain, through risking rejection and heartbreak and disappointment for the possibility of something real. The apps want you to believe you need them, that without them, you're disconnected from the dating market, that you're at a massive disadvantage, but that's the lie they need you to believe to stay profitable. The truth is simpler and older and more human. People meet, they connect, they fall in love. They always have. The apps haven't improved this process. They've just monetized your loneliness and called it innovation. Dating doesn't feel impossible because you're doing it wrong. It feels impossible because you're playing a game designed to be unwinnable. So stop playing. Opt out. Choose real life. Choose real connection. Choose one person over infinite possibilities. Take the risk. Make the choice. Be brave enough to commit before you're certain. The real reason no one is satisfied in modern dating isn't a mystery. It's not complicated. We've turned love into a product, humans into options, and commitment into a losing strategy. We've let algorithms tell us who to choose and wonder why we can't fall in love. We've optimized every step of the process, except the only part that actually matters: choosing someone and building something real with them over time. Alex didn't find love in the apps. Alex found love when they stopped looking in the apps, when they showed up to their actual life, when they took a risk on someone imperfect, when they committed before they were certain, when they remembered that love isn't something you find, it's something you build together, one choice at a time. Your person is out there, but you won't find them by swiping. You'll find them by living, by showing up, by being present, by taking risks, by choosing someone and committing to them despite the fear, by building something real in a world that's forgotten how. Delete the apps. Live your life. Take the risk. The real world is waiting, and it's so much better than the feed.